Gennady Golovkin recently stopped Ryota Murata of Japan to add the WBA middleweight title to his IBF crown and set his sights on a potentially career-defining third bout against Saul Canelo Alvarez. Additionally, we will also touch on need-to-know boxing news that you don't want to miss. Stay tuned for all the insider details. First up, boxer Gennady Golovkin recently took down Ryota Murata, and it was epic. On his return to the ring, Gennady Golovkin was declared the world's unified middleweight champion after an epic TKO victory over Ryota Murata. Golovkin, 40, was shaken early on, but eventually took control of the grueling fight at the Saitama Super Arena, knocking out Olympic gold medalist Murata with a powerful right hand in the 9th round. By defeating Camille Sarameda in Florida in December 2020, pound-for-pound ruler Golovkin retained his IBF and IBO championships. He hasn't fought since then, and his rust showed in the early rounds as Murata, his former sparring partner, tried to take advantage. Both competitors threw blows, but GG remained on top as the bout progressed through its 12 rounds, landing hit after hit to the Japanese boxer's head. In the 5th round, the Kazakh fighter knocked out his opponent's gum shield, turning the fight around and giving him his second wind. And the constant pressure eventually paid off, as Golovkin knocked out the London 2012 champion in the 9th round. Murata's corner had had enough and threw in the towel, giving GG the TKO victory. Following the bout, he now has the WBA belt in his collection after demonstrating his granite chin in a grueling fight. Golovkin's victory set up a potential mouth-watering rematch with the renowned rival Saul Canelo Alvarez, which is anticipated to take place later this year. It would be Golovkin's 3rd fight against Canelo Alvarez of Mexico, who had delivered Golovkin his only loss in his professional career. Golovkin had been billed as the biggest figure to step into a Japanese ring since heavyweight champion Mike Tyson was knocked out in Tokyo by 40-1 outsider James Buster Douglas in one of boxing's biggest upsets ever. Murata, the 2012 London Olympics gold medalist, was unable to repeat the feat against Golovkin, who demonstrated that his blows had not lost any of their fierce strength even after turning 40. While GG is still doing exceptionally well, many wonder if he will retire anytime soon and hang up the boxing gloves for good. What do you think? In other boxing news, the ongoing dispute between Tim Tszyu and Jermell Charlo continues. Tszyu, a junior middleweight contender, is staying firm in his quest for a mandatory rematch with undisputed world champion Jermell Charlo of the WBC, IBF, WBO, and WBA. Tszyu was ringside in Los Angeles last week to see Charlo unify all 4 major sanctioning belts with a 10th round stoppage of Brian Castano. The WBO has made him the mandatory challenger. He now wants to put pressure on the boxing officials to order the fight to go ahead. After his major undisputed fight, Charlo was asked about the potential of fighting Tszyu by an Australian reporter, and he retorted, and Tim Tszyu. On the other hand, Tszyu explained why the fight should go ahead, claiming there is genuine enmity between the two. He believes the event will be well attended. Regardless, it seems he still doesn't like the guy, stating, "He's a very disrespectful man, so stuff him. I don't like him anyway," Tszyu revealed to Fox Sports. Tim Tszyu has reacted to American rival Jermell Charlo's post-fight comments, implying that the Australian boxing star was out of contention to face him for the belts. This past week, Charlo defeated Brian Castano to become the first undisputed 4-belt super welterweight champion. Tszyu is the mandatory WE challenger and is awaiting a fight with Charlo, who will be attempting to bring all the belts to Australia. After the recent bout, Charlo slammed Tszyu's chances of fighting, stating in an interview, "Didn't he get dropped?" Tszyu was knocked down in the 1st round of his US debut triumph over Terrell Gausha, which Charlo referred to as being dropped. He continued, explaining, "It's a different heat over here in America, baby." However, even though Charlo continues to bash the Aussie, Tszyu paid a rare praise to the man he intends to fight next. Tszyu was speaking with Fight Hub TV about Jermell Charlo, the American who now holds all 4 super welterweight championships. Charlo's defeat over Brian Castano, where he stopped in the 10th round to become the first 4-belt champion in his class. In the 24 hours following Charlo's victory, the two had a heated back and forth. Tszyu, on the other hand, was complimentary of Charlo's winning performance. When asked, he stated, "I believe the first 6 rounds of the fight that night proved that he digs in," Tszyu stated. "He gained my respect, honestly." So do you think these two will actually get in the ring together? And if so, when do you think we will see this epic bout? Next up, Floyd Money Mayweather has had to postpone his upcoming bout due to unfortunate circumstances. Legendary boxer Floyd Mayweather continues to defy his age, with his forthcoming fight against Don Moore on a helipad in Dubai, which is expected to pay him up to $9 million. After dominating Conor McGregor in 2017, the 45-year-old retired from professional boxing and now competes in exhibition fights, most recently against YouTube personality Logan Paul in June of last year. In Mayweather's 50-0 battle versus Moore, 18-0, who has not fought professionally since 2016, exhibition rules will be used once again. The battle will take place on the 200-foot-high helipad atop the Burj Al Arab Hotel in Dubai, with former UFC champion Anderson Silva also on the bill. Anthony Joshua, an English boxer, has previously worked out in the ring on the helipad, and tennis legends Roger Federer and Andre Agassi have also played an exhibition match there. A limited group of people will be given access to the helipad to see the fight live, and Mayweather pledged to deliver for the fans. However, due to the death of UAE President Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Floyd Mayweather's exhibition fight with Don Moore has been postponed. His death, which was announced on Friday, prompted a 3-day work stoppage and a 40-day period of mourning across the country. Now, if you didn't see the epic bout between Paul Gallen and Chris Terzievsky, let us enlighten you. In another recent bout, it appears Paul Gallen's age had caught up with him for all but the final 2 rounds. Gallen, as he has for the past 2 decades, rallied after taking a hammering from Chris Terzievsky. Gallen surged in the penultimate round as time ran out on the stopwatch and in his professional sporting career. Following a sloppy first minute, Gallen turned it up with a series of body blows before blasting through the next minute. It made the commentators on Main Event believe the inconceivable was possible. Former world champion Jeff Fennick remarked, "Paul Gallen is doing a tremendous job. Wow, he's really wounded him." Terzievsky was saved by the bell at the end of the 9th round. Terzievsky ate away the clock in the 10th, knowing the end was near, the same way that so many matches were milked in the last seconds. Inside the ring, Terzievsky told Gallen, "Paul, you're an absolute champion, brother." Terzievsky was not the only one who agreed with him and praised Gallen. "I think we saw something tonight that has been a long time coming," Paul Kent of the Daily Telegraph remarked. A big identity in the boxing world, Barry Michael, agreed. He persuaded the 40-year-old heavyweight to drop the gloves. "If that's Paul Gallen's last fight, he can hold his head up high because he showed a lot of guts," Michael added. A truly awesome fight to watch, that's for sure. Last but certainly not least, Logan Paul, the YouTuber turned boxer, is taking Mayweather to court. Most of us will remember when Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather first fought in the ring back in June 2021, and now, almost a year later, they may meet in a courtroom. That's because the YouTube sensation claims he hasn't yet been paid his full amount and is becoming irritated. Logan told media outlets last week, "No, he has not paid me in full. That is a truth, because he is short by a few million." He went on to state, "It's bad because it's Floyd Money Mayweather," implying that this is not a good look for the mega-rich boxer. Since then, the boxing great has reacted to Paul's accusation, stating that he has yet to receive pay from his previous professional matches. Mayweather told online sources, "This comes with the territory. That's real money to them, and I like YouTubers. However, the money from pay-per-view takes a long time to come in. Nothing happens immediately." Now this makes sense. There's a lot of stuff on the back end that Logan probably has no idea about, unlike Mayweather. After watching the bout, it was clear that Paul was thrilled with his performance after surviving the 8-round fight with a legend. Mayweather took home a massive $65 million payday, with exhibitions adding to his hefty professional earnings. Alongside Logan, Mayweather has been pushed to pay Paul's purse by his own uncle, despite the boxing trainer declaring he would avoid getting involved in the argument. Jake Paul, Logan's brother and fellow boxer, who was significantly involved in the build-up, is also anxious that Paul will never collect his payout as he was originally promised. And there you have it, everything you need to know about some of the top, most recent boxing news. Thanks for watching.